Oh, that's too good. Oh, we're gonna bleed tonight. It's gonna hurt tomorrow. Oh well. It's gonna be down a little. Oops. There we go. Yeah, futures are bleeding right now. We'll come back to futures at the end. Let's wait for... Of course, Kool-Aid King. So I use open interest, exclamation point OI. I also use the flow command, $flow. Those are my two big ones that I use. Other than that, I mean, with the open interest, that can determine what date you want to go for, and then you can just search from there. I'm not trying to... I mean, in theory, this could be a flat... This is like a... This is a sharp correction, so... It could be a flat correction as long as it holds 405. So this 4055 is you just want it to bounce in here tonight. And that would be ideal for me as well because I have a lot of calls. But tech looks the same, so gold. You want probably ZAU USD. Gold's been bearish for a while, and really when you're looking at gold, you got to look at the dollar. So if the dollar is dying, then gold could be bullish. But gold's been in this downtrend literally forever. So that's the only thing that's been keeping me back. Is you basically just have like this downtrend that just literally is like a year long. And so for me, it's not time, but I don't think it can hurt getting gold at 1700. So if you look at Dixie, that's going to tell you the rest of what you need to know. Holy, that bounced hard. Oh wow, so it bounced hard twice and got rejected. That's interesting. So we got this level right here that it's been holding really hard, and it bounced hard both times, but also got rejected hard. So the dollar doesn't know what it wants to do right now. So it is interesting. Be curious to see where the dollar goes tonight. If the dollar breaks down 92.50, that would be very bullish for stocks, and basically that means inflation is happening, so equities should go up because of that. So let's see what happens though. This is a 2 hour. We'll probably want to look more like in the 15-minute. You got these double wicks here. It's so crazy. It's like like these wicks are crazy. So I imagine the dollar is probably going to go up and fill these ghost wicks to 93, and then that'll be our correction, and then it'll go back down. So had a guy on Twitter respond. He wanted to look at... Oops, hold on, where was it? Where'd it go? VSTM. So I charted this out in anticipation. So I'll respond to this on VSTM. So I did all the lines and everything. It looks likely that we're gonna have a flat correction here to make a wave 4, and then this can go to $3. So don't normally do pennies, but he was the only one that replied to the tweet, so he gets what he wants. All right, so let's look at what I'm holding. I'll chart those out for the small account challenge. I'm sure people would be curious on that, and then we can go into some requests here. Go for about an hour tonight. So FedEx is one that it broke the uptrend support, and so it basically went into a falling flag. So what we're looking for tomorrow is this 280.92 to hold, and I saw that it was up after hours here. Let me just confirm that. So yeah, at end of the day at 282.50. So if it opens at 282.50 and does a V reversal, this could be very bullish tomorrow. So what I'm looking at possibly here is a full 5-wave correction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And that would make the most sense. So if that is the case, this should be maybe a 236 extension from there. And it looks like it's a 236 extension. So it can be hard, and it just takes a lot of practice. So so basically what I like to do is you look for a full impulse breakout. So basically for me, you saw this full breakdown, so this would be like wave 1 right here, and then basically this in theory could be wave 4, so you could have a flat to a sharp, and then this could be the end, and it could be going through there. And really you're only going to know if you measure stuff out. So let's measure these extensions out and see if this is the start or if this is the start. So it looks like this is wave 3 right here, so this would be a 1, 2, 3 sharp, and then this could be a intra wave 4 of this wave 5. So this would be like a 1, 2, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would have to hold this level basically right here, the 280, and then if we're looking for an extension on that, we'll put our target at roughly 301 to 306. So we just hope it happens sooner than later, obviously. Then we want to look into time circles and some fib lines and see if time-wise we're okay there. So I'm going to take from the top here with my fib circle and go all the way to the bottom and see what that gets me, and we'll go from there. So what I'm looking here is for this to catch some support tomorrow before the end of the day. This looks like this holds up pretty good. So yep. Alright, so this should hold up tomorrow. So what we're looking for is some sort of sideways to not, we don't want it to go down under 280. So as long as it holds 280 when it hits this line, that should be when we go bullish. So then that would create a next bull cycle, and we should have a wave 5 up. So ideally we want to see something like this. I'll post these in the Trusted Trader Ideas too, so alright. Now, what else am I in? Let's go into cat, because I'm sure some people are worried about caterpillar. So this is actually a newsletter play, so I already have it charted. It's holding the chart pretty good, so it looks like it's following the green path. We want to make sure it bounces tomorrow. As long as it bounces tomorrow, this would be an A, B, C, D, E, and this should be fine. It did have this head and shoulders that already played out, so that's good. It held the support and resistance right here. Old resistance, now support, bounced there. Started to curl up at the end of the day with a big green volume at the end of the day. And I believe after hours it is up. So after hours it did wick to 245.35. And so that should be good to go there. So as long as we're green tomorrow, this should retest 235.65 tomorrow. At least make us make some money. And if it breaks that, we could do 237 and even 242. Yeah, the OI on Saber is why I got in. Oh, Juniper, yes. Juniper, we can do C. Alright, so Juniper is basically in this bull flag right now. So this is a descending bull flag. It's a channel. So basically it's got a B, C, D. It's probably going to come down and retest 25.65 again tomorrow. That's fine. That's healthy. As long as it bounces there, that's what we're going to want to see. So we're going to want to see it go down. And then from there, that's where we want to see it bounce. So that's what we're hoping for on Juniper. That's our ideal scenario. That's going to take us to 26.21. And that's going to make us plenty of money right there. Now, if it breaks 26.21, it's clear skies to 26.27 or 26.71, and if it breaks that, it's going to 28 basically. So this would be the most likely high probability scenario if it bounces at 26.65 or 25.65. I follow Stamp. The problem with Stamp is the OI and liquidity of it just sucks. Spreads are so big. Nice, Peter. I'm in Saber, so I'm happy for that. I posted FedEx in the Discord if you want to see it. Let's do Sealed Air, because I'm sure people are curious. Kool-Aid King, we can do alright, so what happened with FedEx is it basically false breakout got rejected immediately. So now it's following the red path. So with the red path, it came down, hit my support zone, and now, basically this is just happening faster than anticipated. So now we're looking for, oh sorry, Sealed Air. This isn't, so this is Sealed Air. So Sealed Air had a false breakout, came down, hit support zone, and now it's going back up. And so I would say 46.70 should get us at least somewhat green. As long as it hits it this week, we should be able to break out. And I'll probably take profits when it hits this line here. So you can see, it's got a pretty formation. So we can get rid of these things. So I mean, you got a cup and handle, or a cup and a handle with the cup, and it's holding. The rounded bottom is holding, so I'm still bullish on it, even though we're down on it. So ASO is a heavily shorted stock, basically, that doesn't go down. So when you have that, that's when it starts going parabolic. So this thing will probably squeeze the entire week, I imagine. It could hit 40 this week. I've been on the ball here. We've actually played ASO lottery calls in the past. So I imagine this will maybe be flat tomorrow and kind of do one of these. That would be my guess. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to happen, but that would be the likeliest scenario. It's most of the time when you chart stuff out like this, there's really only like a 30 to 40% chance you're right. But it's just probabilities, so you just gotta follow it as it goes live. So I'll throw this in there. Throw this in the Discord so you can see it. We just did Juniper. Oh, we'll do Juniper next, yeah. No, I just did Juniper. I put it in the Discord for you. Did I? Yeah. CC, everybody wants CCJ. Let's do CCJ. Alright. So CCJ broke this downtrend, and we got in right here around 16 with those June calls. So those June calls have just been printing. Now, it's basically creating parabolic steps. So you have a base 1, base 2, base 3. It'll probably form a base 4 to about 19 tomorrow, I imagine. So I imagine we'll probably hit about 19. Or maybe it'll be a little bit more like this. If it hits that, we're gonna be plenty in the money. We got a couple weeks on that. And you got a little bit of resistance up there, but you know, CTJ looks really good. Looks like you had a full 5 wave, so this was your corrective wave right here. So this would be your first impulse here, your flat correction here, 5 wave there. And then you basically are getting, let's go on the hourly, or the daily might be a little easier to see here. Let's hit a 5 wave correction. So now these daily candles are getting bigger and bigger, so tomorrow's going to be key on whether we get that first full pullback. But with parabolics, you normally almost always see green candles after green candles. And here's the cool part, like CCJ made a really nice rising wedge right here. So this thing ideally should pop. I believe it was up after hours, but I think a lot of things were. Oh wow, that thing. Did that actually end up being down after hours? Wow, that was it got all the way up to 1858 and then popped down to 1835. That's crazy. Alright, we'll see how that holds up tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. So, I mean, it does look like you got inverted head and shoulders on the bottom as well, so you got this nice rounding action. So I fully expect it to test 19 and a half by the end of the week. So this should be a nice play this week. In uranium, if we get some uranium news, uranium's going to be really nice. Like, in terms of, like, if, I think it's Europe that is voting on what, it's either Europe or China or both, on whether nuclear power is considered a clean source of energy. And if it gets labeled a clean source of energy, that will be an absolute game changer for uranium. That should make uranium prices go insane, and we should see big pops in CCJ. So, Verizon looks like it's been heavily requested. We can do some Verizon here. Verizon has been very good. It's got this rounded bottom with the retest here and the bounce with another rounded bottom here, inverted head and shoulders into a bull flag. Verizon should be filling a gap up to 59.20 here, or it looks like it wicked this gap. So got rejected but held. So Verizon with the infrastructure bill should be fine. I would not touch. If you're gonna go uranium, you want to go CCJ, not DNN. Yeah, TJ, we can do some Omega charts. Forget where'd I put those. Hold on 1 second. So I ran the Omega scanner today. Let me just find that list here. Here we go. Actually, I can just download that. Import that new list. There we go. AON looking real nice. So AON's got like this zone right here that if it can break out of this zone between 234 and 236, this thing could really move. It's got a cup and a handle as well, a valid one. Yeah, this looks real nice. So based on cup theory, this should see almost 250. I don't know what options are like on it, but that let's. So I would say somewhere between 241 and 247 would be your short-term target range on that. Ooh. Over 99 and a quarter. ATO is going to look really nice. Really nice. So this looks like it's a wave 4 as well. I have a feeling it might come down one more time to 97 and retest this support at 97.50. But that should easily retest there. Yeah, I'm thinking 105 on that after it finishes wave 4. That'll be interesting. I like that. I would say consult your Mr. Trapped in the 18th Century. I would consult your bank on that. That sounds like the most logical decision on that. Oh, I already got lows automated. Perfect. So might be finally ready to break out here over 53 going to 54.60. Already got Howmet Aerospace ready to go. So I was thinking on this. This one showed up on the Mogi scanner a couple days now. So thinking this is gonna pop once it goes. So I do think, however, that it wants to come down one more time and form a C leg here. So unless this is the ABC in here, but looks like it wants to come back to 31, and then we can go all the way to 39. This will be a nice one. PPD, PBD's kind of like in this flat channel up. I don't love this one like some of these others. If it can break this top here, it is kind of a cup. It's a weak cup. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this one. Nothing that's like jumping out at me. EVRG, it's got this wick up to 6250. I believe it's filling right now. This one looks like we already had it in the breakout alerts, so we should already be in this one and should be making money on it. TXT, if I'm not mistaken, if we go back, yeah, that's what I thought. This one's got a nice gap to fill. Starting at 60, 67, all the way to, I would feel more comfortable with there, all the way to 63.50. So it's got some resistance where it's at now, but once it gets over 58, this thing will fly probably to 63, 64. This would be a very nice play. I'll throw this one in the trader ideas for people to see. I like this one, probably one of the better ones that the Omega found. TPH, this is just the ones that I found today. So Tri-Point Homes, interesting. Tri-Point Homes looks pretty good. Profits have been going through the roof on this, so over 22.36, I would say would be good. You could get in over 21.50 for an early entry if you wanted. Maybe like 21.60 to be safe. But this thing looks nice, especially with home sector coming back hot. I definitely expect this to continue. I think people are thinking we're in a bubble right now. Doesn't mean you can't play the bubble, though. Sometimes timing the bubble perfectly can be one of the most profitable trades you can make. Just got to make sure that you take profits on it. So MDU, I already have automated. Looks like we're going to 34.50 on that. Should be good. CHI, Canadian National Railways. Infrastructure bill could push this up, even though this is Canada. Could be a sympathy play. I would say over 119.45. If this doesn't come and form a flag right here, but let's move that just a little bit. All right, yeah, over 19. Didn't even move. There you go. Over that, with your extension rod tool here, you can just play it safe and go to the 236. That should be a profitable trade, a little $5 trade. So I've been watching the Toll House for a while. That comes up on my scanners all the frickin' time. I've talked about it, I think, before. Yeah, I even had this charted the other time, like it came up the last couple times. And I had this as my target box around 62. Hasn't quite hit it yet, but I bet you it will eventually. So, I mean, if we move this over, maybe that's our target right now. So, this is kind of risey, wedgy. I would probably avoid this one. Alright, let's go back to my total watch list here. What's up, Mitchell? Alright, let's go into some requests here. We got about a half hour to do some requests. Let's do Fubo. I got Fubo automated because I'm waiting for it to break 35, but my goodness, this thing has just been a straight disaster for multiple months. I'd like to see it break this downtrend, to be honest, before I even touch this. But it has just been sell-off after sell-off. Like, I'm wondering if it can't hold 2040, that'd be very bad. So 2035 under that, and I wouldn't even have this on your watch list. But Fubo's been having lots of great news. You know, they're betting big on sports betting. Man, I'd really like to see this come back. I think it's got a good future, but it's been very bearish lately. It's almost unplayable right now, in my opinion. So I wouldn't touch it right now. Oh, INGR. I gotta do it for my brother. Alright, so INGR had a fake... Ooh, INGR looks... I think I just had my time period off. But I still think INGR has a solid future to 100. This is a very nice wave 4 flat correction. It just had a wick, so the wick... so A, B, C, D... So it looks like it just needs to... It might come down slightly more. But overall, I think it looks good. So you want to see it hold this green line right here. And what you're looking for is this 5-wave correction here. It looks like it wicked it, so this is ideally what you would want to happen. That's what you're hoping to happen. For tech, I think is pretty bullish overall. Fetch looks pretty bearish. Depends on this if this is a reversal hammer or not. So it doesn't look great though. I think Fetch could. It's got this wick down to 41. I wouldn't be surprised if it fulfills that wick basically. So yeah, I would think puts on Fetch would be with the share offerings they did that I told everyone they were gonna do. They had a mammoth share offering, and I'm pretty sure it's getting killed after hours. 48.20, so it wicked down to 47 after hours. Yeah, this thing's gonna get killed again. Let's look at Unity. I know Unity has been popular lately, so Unity software has been... Fubo also, their lockup period is tomorrow, so that means insiders can sell as well. So that's also something to remember. Well, Unity, you got a downtrend break. You do have a bull flag, but those red candles are huge. So I would wait for it to break above this bull flag, and Unity could be a good play. You know, that's probably over 104-ish. Over 104, and then you know, this thing could... It's got a lot of room up here. You know, it's got this island gap reversal up here. It's going to be a tough one. So, I don't know a ton about it. I know of it. I'm aware of it. But, you know, any company that their profits are going down is a struggle for me. Okay, Anthony. Like, I'm trying to get the tickers. You don't gotta be a jerk face about it. And you're permabanned. Good job. Alright, let's look at a couple others here. Walmart was a stud today. Walmart hit the end of this fib circle and went nuts to 140. It's got this gap from 140.72, so if you see this starting to get over this gap, I would pay much attention to it because it's probably going to 145 then. Alright. Yeah, futures concern me a little bit. I got to look at them again here in a little bit. I'm getting some requests here for CCIV. Alright. Yeah, this thing has just been getting destroyed, huh? Oops, I don't want. Stop it. I mean, you want it to hold 21, basically. It holds 21, you're going to be fine, but it's kind of doing like that space thing where it's getting this rounded bottom. So I know people have been pretty big on this for a while. I think the sentiment's pretty good on it still. The technicals are not great, but I would think that this will come back eventually. When? I'm not quite sure. You'll probably know by the end of next week what it's going to do. Oh yes, Ford. So I'm in Ford, full disclosure. Ford looks great. I believe Ford is even up a lot after hours. Yep. So Ford's doing that rounded bottom reversal here with these breakaway. Ford should retest 1360, maybe even this week. So we'll see how that goes. But I would imagine Ford would at least hit 1290 tomorrow. Maybe if we get lucky, 13. So it's got this gap it needs to fill here to 1282, I believe, on like the 5-minute. Yeah, so it's got this gap. Should test 1282 tomorrow. If it pushes through that, we should see 13. If it doesn't, then it's just gonna probably consolidate here. So I'll be watching 1282 really close tomorrow on Ford. I do like Ford. Alright, I'll look at Palantir. Look it. Alright, let's look at Palantir. This thing has been a dog for quite a while. It does have a bear flag forming. So basically what you see here is this rising channel flag. So typically what you'll see is this hip hop here, and then it'll break down one more time. I might be biased though, so take it with a grain of salt. Been getting some requests for NNDM here. But I think Palantir short term should be somewhat bullish. I think they had news, good news. I think doesn't look like it's doing much after hours. And then DM 3D printing. So let's look at what. Oh wow, this thing has really come down to earth. Looks like I've had this charted out too. So. I mean, it's got to hold 770 for sure. It's doing This was such a steep correction. That's a tough one. Let's see if we could do some arcs and some things on here. See if we can figure this out. Alright, there we go. So I guess the good thing you got going for you is it's riding. It broke this downtrend, so it broke this downtrend. It is riding it down. It might hit 770, 767 again, and that's where you'd want it to reverse. So basically, you want it to hold here, and then you could maybe make a run back to 10, something like that. So that would create basically like an H formation, and then you want a rounded bottom reversal here. That would be what I was doing. Yeah, Zool, I said I would do at the beginning, so let's do that. What was I drawing on this? Hold on. Let's just get rid of everything on there. What are those? What had happened here? Was that a squeeze? Was that back when we had? Oh, that was August last year. That's crazy. All right, so Zool's like another Cloudera, basically. So it's like a hyped up cloud or a hyped up tech stock that it hasn't quite taken off yet, but people think will. So I think I don't think you could go wrong. Yeah, we could do Tesla before we get done here. Hold on, let me just. Eyes are a little itchy. I think Zool is one of those where you could go long on it and feel pretty good about it. I think right now it's at an attractive leap price. I think it does kind of have has a really, really weak head and shoulders. If anything, I would call this an A or a 1, 2, and then this is the beginning with this could be wave 3. So this is this is interesting. I like that you. I think you pointed this out before. So I think over 1550 would be my entry, and over 1550 I would feel confident in a reversal here. Yeah, I got nothing wrong with this. Looks like they make money, or at least don't lose money. So as long as their revenue, let's look at the fundamentals here. Hold on, maybe that'll help as well. So annually, gross profit has gone up every year. That's good. Quarterly, it's been going up every quarter. Financials, they don't make money right now, which is a worry. Book value is fantastic. Debt to assets is fine. Free cash flow is fine. They can meet their requirements. You know, if they could make a profit, I'd feel better, but everything else is good. So revenue's going up. I'd like it to go up a little faster, but I'm not going to fault them on that. So the profit margin is improving every quarter. While it's not still great, it is improving, so that's a step in the right direction. I'm imagining this is probably like a 50% retracement bounce here, so that would probably be also good. Let's just double check that. Looks like it was. Yeah, it was about the 50. It wasn't perfect. You could probably play with this to make it perfect, but yeah, it looks right. So yeah, 50% retracement bounce, bounced in the 618, rejecting in the 786. So yeah, again, over the 786, and we should see 17 again. I would not get leaps on Macy's. I know Macy's is down a ton. Actually, maybe. Are they making money again? Hold on. Ooh, they have a lot of debt though. I you might make money on that in the short term. I don't love it. It's not like standout love it, but I do see the attractive qualities of it. But it is kind of in a bear flag right now, so I'd be a little scared. Yeah, I have a feeling Macy's is heading in the wrong direction. They're kind of a dinosaur in the space. They really need to reinvent themselves or do something. QFIN. Yes, I had requests for that earlier today. So QFIN. The reason I like QFIN is mainly fundamental, and it's at a good price point right now. So QFIN has had a lot of ups and downs recently, and so I looked into it. I was looking into the fundamentals. I've seen this formation a bunch, and usually we'll get at least a right shoulder here, so we should make at least 50 bucks to 100 bucks on shares here. I just wasn't sure how long it was going to take, which is why I did shares, and options weren't that great. So I mean, they have a price to earnings ratio of their price to earning ratio is like 3 to 4. Like, they should be worth $100 a share easily, if not $200 a share. They're it's hard though because they're China, and we can't, it's hard to trust them. But their net income on their revenue is good. They make money every quarter. Their debt to assets is going down. Their profit margin's going up, and their profits have been somewhat increasing. Year over year, though, they've been skyrocketing. So I love the fundamentals if they hold true. So annual PE ratio of 7.7, EPS 3.4. We could hold this through their next earnings, and that could really cause this thing to skyrocket. Raul, I don't know what you mean by favorite setup. Are you talking like formation? Because it would probably be like a falling wedge or bull flag or bear. Flags are the easiest to play. You just play the breakout. Cup and handles are a little trickier because they're a little harder to identify. Head and shoulders can be good, but they can also. The problem with head and shoulders is sometimes they're bullish, sometimes they're bearish. I would say gap fills are probably one of the higher probabilities. So gap fills and flags are probably my favorite. Shrouda, yeah. So like in our server, we play with we play a lot with options flow, and so one of the AIs we developed was our options flow AI. Is basically captures actionable flow, so it triggers alerts based on. I'm just noticing something here. So it triggers alerts based on unusual call flow, out of the money call flow, $1 million call flow, high probability smart money. So you're following the smart money, and these things have 80 to 90% win rates on a lot of them. So I do that a lot, and so a lot of what you'll hear me say is, am I following the flow? I say that a lot. So Sam, I don't want to talk about XRP, not until the congressional stuff gets over with. No, I don't keep the wines next to the spirits. They're in different areas. Amont? Man, this thing has just been on a tear. Holy cow. Hotch, I did VZ at the beginning. I think VZ's going to 60-61, so there's a lot of good things going for it, and there's really no reason for it not to be at that range, in my opinion. So let's do everyone always wants a Tesla, so let's look at Tesla. Tesla broke this downtrend channel, had Very nice day today off delivery numbers. So now it looks like it's struggling to get over 709 though. So there's a lot of resistance right here, and so it's a big area. If it can get over 709, there's a gap all the way up to 777, and that would be extremely interesting. Now, it does also have a gap down to 664, so you got a two-sided coin right here. So basically, under 683, it's going to 663. Over 709, it could, in theory, probably going to struggle with the 745 area here. And then if it can get by there, then it can go to 777. So I don't really talking with how many cars they delivered. Coinbase IPO I will watch, but I will definitely not touch it. I don't touch IPOs until after the dust settles. There's just there's no reason to, in my opinion. LRCX I heard did pretty good today, if I recall. Yup, it did. Okay. So LRCX had a full blow off the top here, so it gapped up over 605 and touched touched the devil's mark, 666, 66666, full. So this thing's probably gonna need to cool off, I imagine. But the profits on this have just been going absolutely bonkers. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a stock split eventually here, and I mean, so you have the financial support it. So hold on. Oh, man, like, it's a little overvalued, but I don't know. There's cases that can be made for both sides. The thing is revenue's been skyrocketing, and if that continues, like, let's look at this. Let's get rid of everything. Remove drawings. Let's go on the daily. All right, so basically you're getting a wave 4 breakout right here. So this is creating a wave 5. Here's your wave 1. So that would put us potentially, let's measure this out. So this is what you're looking at here. So that would put us at a target. I would say tomorrow it could hit 684 before a huge pullback. So, oh wait, so 684 tomorrow, and then possibly 791 for the major move. I just want to measure all this down here real quick. Hold on. Let's see what this wave. If you have an extended wave 3, which it looks like you have a full extension, that would probably put me more down in this range. Probably the 720 to 750 range. So, still a lot of upside on LRCX. I'll put this one in the trader idea here. Hold on. Oh, 1 second. I'm just reading some messages here. Alright. I'll look at Apple, and I want to look at weed, and then we'll look at futures. I'm going to wrap it up. And then, ow. So, I had this charted out. This was a newsletter play. I had a breakout line here. I had a red path just in case we open bearish, but it's following the green path. I think it's going to 133. It's got some gaps up here it needs to fill. I feel pretty good about Apple. I am currently in Apple, full disclosure, and I think Apple's going to be good. It broke this downtrend that I was looking at, has an inverted head and shoulders. Everything tells me this is at least going back to 133. So, I am in NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA's got a lot of upside as well. I'll do this super fast only because I'm in it. But NVIDIA broke this line right here. It wicked above all this old resistance. And so I think NVIDIA could retest 600, 615. So, CGC, I want to see it break this downtrend right here. It's been struggling with it for a while. And so I'll reset this alert. But if it breaks it, it can go back to 37. So that's the only thing, is it's just been struggling with this declining wedge right here. But I think weed will come back, and I think we'll have another nice hot run. It's just reloading. Alright, let's look at NQ1 here. This is NASDAQ futures. Let's go in the 15-minute. Looks like it is holding the bottom here, so that's good. If it breaks there, though, there's not much support left. So what we're looking for here is for a flat correction. So you want this basically to make a reversal right here. I don't know why I have these lines here. Yeah, I use a couple brokers: Webull, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade. I do use Robinhood still, just because they have a few features that I like. So look like using the fib fan here. Struggling to get over this. I imagine will probably be interesting. We'll probably go all the way in the morning over here, and then maybe around just after an hour over opening, maybe that's when we go nuts. We'll see. Let's look at SPY real quick. See if my prediction was right or if it is going to be a flat correction. Alright, so it did break the bull flag, the rising wedge here, which is actually probably pretty healthy. So this is actually forming a more of a flat top, so that's good. Alright, so that's good. That would make me feel better if we reversed here. It is struggling to get over this fib circle, so that is interesting. Boeing, I looked at Boeing today. I am concerned with the amount of gaps it has, but if news continues, I think 267, it should at least retest the mid 260s. I think me and Avery were talking about that today. Short term I'll use 15 minute, long term I'll use 4 hours. So 4 hours, 1 to 4 hours depending on how big a move I'm looking to make or how long it's trade. So the larger the time frame, the longer the trade you should be able to make. Yeah, we could squeeze in 3M. I like 3M, so let me look at this. So it did break this this channel, so now it's going through. You basically had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go through a correction. I'm worried it's going to retest 192 before it really pops. So it hasn't made a full zigzag here. So you're going to want it to kind of do one of these, and then that's where you're going to want to see it pop from there. So you probably, if you're in it, don't sweat it too much. Hopefully you gave yourself some time. Hopefully you gave yourself at least another 2 weeks. But if it rejects off of 196 again, maybe take your profits there and reload after it bounces at 192.50. So Yeah, I'm not touching BA. I think Avery's in Netflix. I need Netflix over 543 before I touch it. But over that, Netflix can really fly. It broke all the downtrends, which are good. So now it's in full reversal mode. I'm curious to see if it makes a wave 4 right here, or if this was the wave 4. This actually looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it actually, I think it's going to trade sideways a little bit. But if it opens over 543, I'd feel okay going on it. And then maybe you see it retest 556, 567, so on and so forth. So it is at resistance right now as well, so keep that in mind. I saw AI requested a couple times, so Squeeze, what the heck happened to AI? It's already at 68? Holy Nikes. This thing got annihilated. Are earnings that bad? Earnings had to have been terrible. I mean, this would have to get over 77 for me even to consider it at this point. That is crazy. Oh yeah, their earnings weren't great. I think it was their outlook wasn't great either. Everything says sell. There's nothing in this that would make me want to go in it. I mean, they're going to have to do an offering immediately. They got no money right now. Oh my god. Well, no, hold on. Well, maybe they're okay. They might be okay. Their cash flow is not good, though. Their free cash flow is awful. But their balance sheet looks okay. So, looks like they got almost no debt, which is nice. So maybe they okay. Maybe they won't have to do an offering, but that is crazy. I wouldn't touch that. I would wait for this to be bullish again. There's way better stocks out there. Alright, I gotta go. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all learned something. I'll be trading tomorrow in the Discord, so if you want to join me, hopefully we can continue to grow our small account. And we'll use the data to provide our plays, and we'll go from there. Thank you all.